What's up, guys? So I'm gonna be making like a little bit more video than usual because now I have realized I have free time for temporary amount of time. And also this video I'll be talking about why you cannot be a people's pleaser, right? So I think I did make that video once, but now I just want to add to the fact, important facts that I just realized that you cannot please everybody, right? And that's true, right? I mean, there are like big reason and small reasons, right? So hopefully I can make this video short here. And why do I have to make this video again, right? I mean, making duplicate video, people will complain, but no, they just have to add to their facts, and it's the truth, right? Not spreading narrative, none of that, right? So yeah. Anyway, this is why people get offended, and they get feeling hurt so much easier than in the past, right? People get really offended even if you tell the truth, right? And so because they just want to be pleased all the time, right? So yeah, sometimes you just cannot listen to people's feelings, right? You're the one that you have to support yourself first, right? Put always yourself first, right? Nobody else, right? That's the thing. And you're just afraid that people will reject you or something like that, but you don't care, man. If you're surrounded with the wrong type of people, you just have to let them go, right? I mean, sometimes it hurts, but you have to do it for your good sake, right? It doesn't matter if you're your best friend, your family member, or people you have really strong relationship with, right? If somebody is not treating you right, you have to let them go, right? Yeah, you have to let them go if somebody's not treating you right. It's the way people treat you out here, right? I mean, you're not a garbage can, right? You're not, bro. You're not. Yeah, like you're nobody's servant, right? Everybody here should be treated, equally, right? That's why I say in this video. So yeah, this is why not everyone can please me, and this is why I cannot please everybody, right? I mean, we're just all different, right? I mean, there's certain people that look really weird and all stuff. Some people, they look very abnormal. They don't fit into society, they don't fit into the norm, and so they get bullied and picked on a lot more easier than comparing to other people, right? For whatever reason, right? And this is still a real life situation, still a real life problem, right? Yeah, just because somebody isn't like you or isn't normal, that doesn't mean you can like mistreat them or please them, right? Yeah, pleasing people can actually create more problem than it has to be, right? Always making excuses for them, that is not a good thing. Like, you have to hold yourself to a standard, and stop making excuses, right? For what action that was done to upset somebody, or to upset someone, or to not see, because when you upset somebody, that's not pleasing that person, right? It's not. It may please others, but it may not please that person. So yeah, you gotta get this straight up. Is facts over feeling, right? Yes. So, and also there's another reason, like, yeah, you gotta put yourself first, because if you don't put yourself first, then that means that you have no energy to help others, or to please other people, right? Some people will just take advantage of you if you're extremely nice, right? Yeah, I seen that happens like numerous of time, where people get to act like really nice, and then people start taking advantage of them, right? They don't care about you, they care about themselves, right? And there are some, narcissist people and all that stuff, right? That's how the way I speak, right? Some people, everybody's gonna act like selfish in this world, right? I mean, we live in an evil world, some people are so bad, like they don't care about anybody else but themselves, right? Extreme narcissism, extreme selfishness, right? Yeah, they don't care if your feelings hurts or not. Like, I feel like, like there's one thing that bugs me the most is that people sometimes, they never show out their feelings, right? They just kept it in their head. If you show out their feelings, then maybe some people recognize it, but I get it at the same time, there's some people that don't care about your feelings, right? I mean, that is the understandable part, but still, they're not you, right? They don't know how you feel, like the way the person is treating you, right? And then you're feeling all these pain and all these stress. They don't know that, right? They're not you. You're the one that's feeling all the pain, right? You're feeling uncomfortable. If something isn't right, you have to speak it out, right? And if this person ignored, then you either have to stay away from a person or just ask to get help or something, right? I mean, that's just my suggestion, but it may not be the best because I am not a therapist, like my advice may not sound so good. So if you disagree, you could go to a therapist or go to the one that's more trusted adult or somebody that work as a therapist. You can ask them for an advice, right? So yeah, I think one of the biggest reason why you cannot become a people's pleaser is you have to respect people's boundary, right? So what is a boundary? So yeah, just like boundary, everybody has their limit, right? But then let me explain about boundaries. I know that everybody has different boundary, right? Some people like it and some people may not like it, right? I mean, we're all different here, right? So, and also, boundary tend not to stay, the same. It can change, for just a temporary time. What are you talking about boundary, right? So let's say, for example, when you're younger, you're okay with it, right? And then when you're older, now, your body change and you change and you don't like this. Like you liked it before, but now you don't like it, right? Same thing goes another way, You may not like it before, but then you like it now, right? See, your boundary changes, right? It does not stay the same. Whatever works in the past may not work now in the future, or whatever works in the present may not work in the past or the future, right? That's what a therapist told me, right? About this. So yeah, talk about boundaries, right? Yes, my boundary do change, often, right? As I get older, right? So yeah, sometimes the boundary gets bigger, sometimes it shrinks, sometimes it become more stricter, right? So yeah, so people just have to realize this. I know that when people change their boundary, I know it does get a little bit confusing, right? But before you proceed, before you do something to that person, I think the best thing you do, you just ask, right? Because things change over time. So yeah, that way you don't cross people's boundary, right? I know that some people have, some people are like extremely weird, and sensitive, right? They may have, boundary, that is a lot, lower. That's a lot more stricter. That, that you may pass it without knowing it, right? I mean, if you pass a person's boundary, I think you gotta let them know, Let's say that somebody passes your boundary, like this is like off limit, tell that person no. You have to practice how saying no and stop saying yes all the time. This is how you avoid being a people's pleaser, right? Learn how to say no, right? Because at the end of the day, Your feeling is what matters the most, right? The first person that you should please is yourself, right? Because you're spending 100% of your time being in yourself, right? You're not controlling anyone's life but your life, right? That's why you're the priority, right? So yeah, without you, you won't do anything, right? You're the only one that see yourself 100% of the time, right? You don't see everybody 100% of the time, right? They're just out there, right? But if you please other people, that makes you happy, then that's okay with it. But if you please other people without making you happy, then don't please that person, right? It's that, that's just how the way I think about it, right? So yeah. So like I said again, if people trying to, cross your boundary, or if they cross your boundary without you noticing, and then you have to tell them no, right? You have to warn them, to stop it, right? Yes. Right? I think most people some will listen and some will get a warning, right? You have to, use words, right? Because sometimes people cannot read your feelings, in you, right? Nobody can read other people's what their mind is, right? Sometimes it's hard, so sometimes it's best if you just say it out loud, right? So that way others will understand, right? And here is and here's another thing I want to explain to you. If these people, if they realize that they passes your boundary and they don't care about it, you should not be caring about their feelings. So that's how hope this helps, right? So yeah, so just remember, look yourself in the mirror, right? Just, it's common sense, if people treat you nice, and you have to treat them nice, right? To order to respect each other. But if somebody is disrespecting you and you're not respecting others, then you should disrespect this person, right? Respect. Okay, let me talk about respect, right? Yeah, you want others to respect you, you have to respect them first, right? That's just how the way it goes. And if others respect you, then you have to respect them back, right? So yeah, and also to order, and I found a really good example of it doesn't matter how good you are, right? It doesn't matter if you're Michael Jordan's level or something like that. It does not matter if you're the greatest person of all the time, or you're the king of the world. It does not matter, right? It don't matter how good you are. You cannot please everybody, right? I know that I keep coming up with this thought, LeBron James versus Michael Jordan in the GOAT conversation, right? I know a lot of people disrespected Michael Jordan. It's mostly LeBron fans, right? And then everybody who disrespect LeBron are the true fans, or fans that just doesn't like the way LeBron has been carrying himself, right? So yeah, sometimes people can disrespect you, and sometimes they're not pleased about you. It's sometimes not your fault, but they're just general haters, or they're just fan of, or just they're on your other side, trying to help for whatever reason why people don't please you. Sometimes it's not your fault, right? So you just cannot blame yourself for everything, right? Sometimes it's people that just happen to dislike you for no legitimate reason, right? There's just general haters. So yeah, I know that the media and I give you an example like the media and LeBron James fan, they're just a bunch of nobodies, they stand on nothing, they have to tear down Michael Jordan, right? Disrespecting him, right? There's some people that they are too arrogant and too cocky, like they just have to, to talk all their trash to you and disrespect others, right? I mean, of course, when somebody disrespects you, you did not please that person, right? The one that respects you, they are very pleased about you, right? So, yeah, sometimes, because of, competition and all stuff, right? So, yeah, but at the end of the day, some people respect more than, others. It's just because, the way they impact other people and the way, they carry themselves, right? So, yeah, so just to make sure, like, if you want, people to respect you, I mean, if you want other people to respect you and to acknowledge you, that the reason that you should be respected, just make sure you don't cross other people's boundary, right? That's just the bottom line. So, yeah, so this is just, yeah, and also, being let me talk, I think I found more evidence of, why you can't become a people pleaser is like, just don't get manipulated, right? So, yeah, because once a person gets manipulated, that the person that is manipulating you, has the power over you, right? And that should not be a thing, right? People should not be controlling you, right? So, yeah, like, don't get very manipulated, because this is how, your enemy wins, right? They want to control. They think they want to have power, but at the end of the day, they don't have any type of power, right? Look, man, we're all human. We all have to be treated equally, right? That's just how it is, right? So, yeah. I know that it's very hard to sometimes, it's hard to let go, and it's hard, not to please others. Sometimes it can be a very hard thing to do, like you have to let the certain ego go, right? I know sometimes it's hard that way, because you don't want your feelings, you don't want to hurt other people's feelings. You do not want to hurt anybody, right? But sometimes you gotta do it the right way, man. Right? So, yeah. Sometimes it's just hard, It's just hard. But here it is, man. Here's the best way. Here's the best tip I could ever think of. As long as you're feeling happy, you don't care about others, right? It does not matter, if it doesn't matter who they are at the end of the day, right? They could be your relative, they could be your distant relative, or maybe the people that you know for a long time, right? I mean, eventually they have to understand that, boundaries are here, right? And I'll repeat again, maybe they're not okay with this, type of, favor. Maybe they can do it in the future, or maybe it will never happen, but you just have to accept it as it is, right? I feel like, life is too short, right? So, yeah, some people will never forgive you. Some, they might forgive you, right? So, yeah, you just have to, to deal with it. I learned that because of, because of people. This is the reason why you need to have boundaries in life, so that way, people cannot step all over you, right? Thinking that, they have the power over you, right? It doesn't matter at the end of the day, can't please everybody, even, animals or, other things, that cannot please you, right? So, yeah, things cannot always go in your favor, to order to be success, right? things cannot go your way, right? Sometimes you cannot force it, because, it will create more problems, right? You actually create more problems, being a people's pleaser than you're actually helping, right? Sometimes when you create more problem, then more people are not pleased about your behavior, right? So there's just no way you cannot win it all the time, right? You try and make people as happy as much as you can, but then you're upsetting others. So you have to pick like one or two sides, right? There's always if there's two sides always fighting against each other, then obviously you like this is another argument at defeat, like why you cannot please everybody, right? One side wins, one side loses. That's the name of the game right there, right? Especially in sport competition, there's always like at least two sides, fighting against each other. You can only support, one, and there can only be one winner at the end of the day, right? That's just how it works, So yeah, I know that, that sometimes people don't care about your feelings, right? Yes, so let me think what else I got. I think that's pretty much, it, for this video. And if I got something more to add, then I will add. And if I miss out something, then it is what it is. But, no, let me put it this way, man. Okay? I came up with another reason, why, before I end up this video, I came up with another reason, like why you cannot become a people's pleaser, Nobody's 100%, nobody's perfect, right? We all make mistakes in life, right? So when you make a mistake in life, how to make a person happy, instead of upsetting them, tell them, say that, okay, I will take accountability, right? Take accountability, not making excuses, carry yourself, hold yourself to a standard, right? And quit whining and complaining about your mistake, right? Nobody is perfect, man. We're gonna have some bad days. We're gonna have some downtime. Things goes up and down, right? So, yeah, I know that bad days do happen sometimes. Even the best of the world, you'll have, bad days, right? You can't be perfect, Sometimes being perfect isn't the best thing because, because according to Albert Einstein, he said that if you're perfect all the time, then you have learned nothing, right? Or you have not grown. So, yeah, without mistakes, like you will never become a bad person. And this is why everybody does not respect LeBron James, right? For example, because he just want to act so perfect out there, all the time. Or these type of people, that are nauseous, that are allergic to making mistakes, right? And I had that problem too. So yeah, when you're allergic of not being perfect, then you got a problem. And actually, I think that less people will respect you, right? If they find out, if you're that type of person, right? That is so ego, of being perfect, right? Sometimes allow yourself to, make mistakes, allow yourself to, and that will allow you, to grow, with mistakes, right? It's called momentum, right? Let them, it'll help you with momentum, stay motivated, always, make yourself more awareness, always, to better yourself, and always, to learn some mistakes, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna have to end it up here, and peace out. And this is, see, I'm not perfect. This is why I may get a dislike or a negative comment on my video. But hey, you know, sometimes you're in my situation, like you're not perfect, you make a lot of mistakes, but it's fine with it. You know, people will get better, you know, after, you know, making, you know, one big failure in life. Like just you just have to fail in life, you know, to order to get, you know, better. And hopefully that turns you to get better, right? Failure will not make you worse, but if you take failing, you know, seriously, then it will make you a better person in the much, you know, in the future, or maybe like right away. So peace out.